We all been there. You're getting ready for school, you take your first class, and you do what you gotta do. And when class is over, you head straight to the bathroom. Then you go to one of the stalls and you... yeah. That's the sound of addiction. See, it sounds terrible, right? Now, before we get deep into this, quick disclaimer. I do not promote anything that I talk about in this video, nor have I done anything that I'm talking about. I just want to spread awareness on the topic because I know this strikes familiarity with a couple of y'all, and I personally know people that do this and have done this. So please, if you know somebody that does this, then share the video to them. I know this can at least give them a little clarity when they're watching. But as I was saying, addiction or drugs essentially is what I would call that sound, and it is something that some of y'all know too well because either you are accustomed to this activity or you know someone that is, and from what I've heard, it's not something that you want to brag about. See, I was the good kid, you feel me? Got pretty average grades, did what I was told, you know, stuff like that. And in school there are a plethora of different types of people or groups that we are usually in. Some of us maybe are in several at a time, but for the most part, most of us are in one or two. For instance, you got the nerdy kids, you know, the kids that probably enjoy doing schoolwork, that get excited doing tests and exams, like they probably the type to get a 97 on an assignment and be like,
I need to be my high score. Like
it's a video game or something. Like, nigga, you on go somewhere, bro. Then you got the chill / laid back kids, which by the way, your boy was one of them. These are usually the kids to where be listening to music, always cool with everybody, ain't trying to start no drama, you feel me? Like, we the type to where if something were to go down, hey yo Trey, where's the cigarette? We already first down the block, like we already gone. Then you got the cool / popular kids. Yes, these kids. These the kids that are probably the jocks, you feel me? Maybe the cheerleaders, you know what I'm saying? Like, these the people that have the most connections around the school and are very known around the block. And last but not least, you got the
nicotine baby,
aka the drug kid. You usually see these type of kids around bathrooms with vapes, cigarettes, edibles, unknown substances. These kids tend to be very low key, usually not around no more than 4 people at a given time frame, and not as talkative as the other groups. I know there are more than these 4 different groups, but we are specifically going to be talking about the drug kids. But let me know if y'all want me to make a specific video revolve around the topic of different types of kids in school. Now, the kids that were doing drugs were kids that you usually could get along with. Like I said though, they are usually found in a bathroom, and a lot of the times they skip classes. How do I know this? Hey yo, Kevin, where's Sincere at? I don't know, he's supposed to be in class. Your boy was skipping class. You usually see them alone or maybe with another person that also does drugs, and I have a couple friends that I knew that indulge in these methods to escape reality, and use these methods to basically get away from the pressures of being either in school or around other people. I mean, I know those aren't the only reasons, but it makes sense if those were the primary reasons why they do them at school. And to the people out there that do them, that is watching this video, listening to me, a random goofball on the internet, this might sound cliche, but I'ma say it anyway. You're not alone. It might feel like everything is not going the way that you wanted to. Trust, I know this feeling all too well. Don't let this thing that is slowly taking over your life, your happiness, and most importantly, your health, because whether you like it or not, these drugs are slowly poisoning you.
and you might be like,
Sincere, a lot of things in life is poisoning us, so I'm gonna pick my poison. And
you might be right on that.
But you don't want to add another thing that is slowly decreasing your lifetime, because you only have one chance on this earth and you shouldn't waste it on something so trivial and pointless. But hey man, comment down what other videos I should make in the future, man. I'm just on a new workflow to make videos, so I'm trying to make it go faster and easier so that way I can be able to be more consistent. So I hope y'all like this new style that your boy is implementing. I'm gonna see y'all soon, so as always, stay saucy gang, and I'm gone. Alright, so I'm gonna put y'all boys on game real quick. By the way, I'm not no dating guru or expert, so take these things with a grain of salt. But the first thing I had to learn is that number one, never let them know that you like them too much. Prime example, I was with a girl about 8 years ago. She seemed all nice and cool, but at the same time, she played very hard to get. Yeah, those types. But I understood it though, because half the neighborhood wanted her and she didn't need to work for anyone's attention. They just gave it to her. Now at the time I was very confident and was also more focused on sports, video games, going outside, playing with my friends, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So that stuff wasn't really on my mind, even though I did think she was cute, you feel me? So me and her ended up talking, me not really doing too much. I kept it cordial, and the more I showed her less interest, the more interested she got. Yeah, I know it's backwards, but it is what it is. Number two, always stay busy. Now this one I gotta talk about because I feel like a lot of dudes nowadays, they just focus on either trying to get a girl or talk to one, and then they ain't really doing anything else. And like nowadays you have to just have something going for yourself. You can't just seem too desperate and thirsty when you trying to talk to a girl, especially if you got a girl number and y'all talking. Like no girl wants no dude all up in their phone like a goofy, because they already be having that as it is.
You cannot be the goofy.
Stay busy, stay focused on trying to get your situation right, try to get your fashion, your swag looking clean, and then just maybe you can slide back in. Not like that. Number three, don't use dating apps unless you're getting girls to message you first. Now this specifically is it's a bit more specific, only because I know that a lot of guys struggle with dating apps and it's not easy just to have like a girl trying to message you first. I understand, which kind of already goes to another tip as far as like trying to post clean pics. Bruh, come on. Don't use the first couple pics that took you 3 minutes to take and then get mad when you ain't getting no likes, no matches. Try to get some clean fits and actually try to talk to somebody that know how to take actual good pictures and not just trying to hurry to get it done like a goofball.
You cannot be the goofy.
But that's besides the point. I feel like nowadays, especially with people having way more options, specifically your average girl, you have to try to lean back a little bit and let her take the initiative, you know what I'm saying? Or it's not gonna work, because they already used to having people constantly flooding them with attention and validation in the first place. Talking to this one girl around the beginning of this year, she had messaged me on this app and sent me her number because she wanted to, you know what I'm saying, talk without being on the app, you know what I'm saying, actually get more personal. And we talked and I showed her who I looked like, and immediately she was on my body, you know what I'm saying. Like I didn't even do much and she was already asking certain questions. Now I ain't gonna act like I'm perfect because we wasn't talking for that long. I'm gonna keep it, but we wasn't talking for that long, and at that time I didn't see it going nowhere because I was looking for something serious and not short term. And once she was talking about,
oh, just vibing,
immediately I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna talk for you. I'm not gonna talk to you for that long. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep you just for strictly entertainment. Which, by the way, I also feel like nowadays a lot of girls that's on these dating apps don't really be looking for anything that serious. They just on there just to, you know, and just doot around. Listen, the ones that do be looking for the relationships, they don't be looking. They don't be looking at them. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna go around and say it. I'm gonna say it, man. I'm gonna say it. Obviously, not all of them, though. I'm not saying all of them. You know what I'm saying? It's a couple like fine ones that's looking for relationships, but I don't know. I feel like those ones have like very high expectations. So even those, you can't really. It's a little hard to get through. Listen, I know a lot of this is easier said than done, and some guys might not even get matches like that in the first place. But like I said, don't use dating apps if you're not getting the results you want, because once I realized that half the girls on there be on bot activity, I had to delete the app to protect my heart, gang. I couldn't let them get close. Just focus on what I said and reflect on it. Or whatever. Number four, don't have female friends that you're attracted to.
Oh, all right. My man Cornflake got the spirit. He a little confused, but he got the spirit.
Now listen, before some of y'all try to get on my head, I'm specifically talking about the male/female friend dynamic that's not equally reciprocated. Like the situation where the girl don't really like the guy like that, but if she were to be like,
I'm trying to do some, baby boy,
then he gonna be on go. This type of dynamic is honestly goofy to me because I only had one female friend, but this was back when I was in elementary, and everything was platonic for the most part, but as we got older together, I started to catch feelings. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible to have a platonic situation if you're a girl and a guy, but I'm just saying it's impossible for them to be friends if one of them finds the other attractive, physically and sexually. It's just impossible. I don't care what you gonna say, it's impossible. Number 5, know how to talk to people. You feel me? Not just girls either, but know how to talk to people in general and stop looking at women like a piece of meat every time you see one. Know how to interact with people, learn how to communicate and hold a conversation without it being extremely cringe and uncomfortable. Like, please, man. Dang, golly. Number 6, have self-control. Now, this one is pretty much self-explanatory. Learn how to stop being thirsty. Learn how to have control over your emotions and not crash out on people when you're not getting your way. Because as soon as you let her know that you're easy to control and get riled up, it's over. She got you wrapped around her fingers and she gonna use it against you, dog. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Read a book, meditate, go for runs, or talk to somebody to help with controlling your emotions. This can even go deeper as far as like controlling your sexual urges, or even urges in general that are leading you to using drugs or things that can harm you. Try to have an open mind and learn from your mistakes, because once a manipulative woman get the hold of you, she gonna be dropping you crazy. I promise you.
You cannot be the
Alright, so here's the list that you gotta understand. Number 1, never let them know that you like them too much. Try to let them know that you somewhat like them, but have a balance. Try to fill it out a little bit without doing a little too much, and let it happen naturally if something do happen. Number 2, always stay busy. You want to always stay busy, because the last thing somebody wants is a desperate, thirsty dude that has nothing going for himself and is clingy towards the girl that he has a crush on. Number 3, don't use dating apps unless you're getting girls to message you first. A lot of these dating apps have like a ratio of like 7 dudes to like 4 girls or something like that. I don't freaking know. It's never really equal, and most of the girls that are on there are flooded with attention. So unless she's going after you first, don't even bother. Number 4, don't have female friends unless she likes you back in that way. If you like her that way, let her know how you feel, and if she not feeling it, move on. Number 5, learn how to talk to people. This is key. You need to learn how to converse with people and hold a conversation. It's gonna build more social skills even if you're an introvert. And number 6, have some self-control, dude. Like, what are you even doing, man? Stop focusing on smoking all the time. Stop focusing on girls all the time, and just learn to be more stoic and have some pride and dignity. Some of y'all don't even care about how y'all dress and how y'all smell. Like, come on, man, do better. But well, that's the video, man. Hope y'all like this type of content, because I'm gonna have to throw a couple of these out here and there, you know what I'm saying, to stay consistent on the uploads. But a new animation will be out, of course, real soon. Don't have a date yet as I'm writing the script, but soon. But as always, I'm gonna see y'all soon. Stay young and stay saucy, and I'm gone. Women like a piece of meat. Every time you see, like, it's pissing me. I can't.
Hey,
What's good?
you trying to go back to your place?
Oh, yeah, for sure. My mama ain't home, so we good.
Okay, bet.
Hold on, one second. Wait, no caller ID? Hey, what's up?
Home now.
I love my parents, and I know that they want the best for me, but sometimes it always feel like they are nitpicking everything that I do.
Turn around and die.
Turn that darn music down now.
Turn around and
Like, I could literally be doing nothing and my mom would come crashing in my room, but in this story, I'm not gonna lie, I kinda deserve it. It happened some years back, and I was talking to this girl. I'm gonna call her Ashley the Reaper, because
You will snatch your soul, you know what I'm saying? Like,
old girl had your boy tweaking in his neck. But seriously though, she was bad and was really feeling your boy out of everybody in the neighborhood. She was white and I think mixed with a little black, and basically what we call the neighborhood girl. And unfortunately, I cuffed her, which is tough, but hey, I had to see it through, my boy. I also had these two friends named Lila and Taylor. They both are going to eventually be important for the story for very good reasons. Taylor had a crush on me and had told me a while ago, but I was like, we can be friends because I wasn't feeling her like that, and we remained cool for a bit, but this is important for later. Me and Ashley plan on coming back to my crib to chill, you know what I'm saying? And she wanted to bring her friends with her, so I'm like, bet. But one very important detail is that my friends were on a trampoline at the house backyard right next to ours, and them bozos gonna be some ops later on. Trust me. The girls get inside the crib from the backyard of my house, and we start to get busy.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Hey, listen, not like that. I mean playing games and just chilling. Yeah. But eventually we spice things up and start to get really, and I mean really spicy, and play the most kinkiest game ever made to mankind. Truth or dare.
Bruh.
What? We were at 13. What else you thought I was gonna? Lila dared me and Ashley to kiss, and in my head, I'm like, bruh, W girl. She been acting hard to get anyway, so it's time to go crazy. They told me to close my eyes so that way I can be surprised, which was weird. And as I do, I feel somebody get closer to me, and then the lips are on mine. And it lasted for about 5 to 10 seconds, but it was weird because when I opened my eyes, Ashley was still by the couch, but Lila and especially Taylor were closest to me. I still to this day don't know who kissed me, but I speculate that it was old girl Taylor because she knew I was
That guy.
and had told me that she had a crush and she was very close when I opened my eyes, but I don't know for sure. We get done playing, they start to get ready to leave, and Ashley ended up kissing and hugging me goodbye, you feel me, and told me that she wanted to chill next week. But before we could even clean up, my auntie ended up pulling up to the crib and everybody starts to freak out. I told the girls to hurry up and leave from the back door, and I'll clean everything up, and while they're leaving, I clean up as much as I can, and my auntie comes into the house, but for some odd reason she comes from the back. I'm like, ain't no way, but I remember that the girls had took a shortcut, so there's no way that she could have found out. Or so I thought. She asked me if I had anybody at the crib, and I was like, no, what you mean? Then she told me that the boys from the house by us had told her that I had girls at the crib, and in my head, I'm like,
bro, they really just sold me for no reason. Like, ew, man.
she ended up calling my mom, and my mom ended up coming back to the crib, put me on punishment, and then literally made me come back with her to snitch on the girls by going to each of the parents' houses and telling them everything. But good thing she didn't know where Ashley's house was, or it would have been way more embarrassing than what it already was. I ended up changing my ways and never brought no girl to chill with me like that ever again, and it low-key changed me for the better. I appreciate every punishment that she gave me, and I'll never do no wrong again. Hey! You done watching the video?
Yeah, was you lying?
Duh, my G. You think I'm about to stop going crazy? I'ma just be more smart. Hold on. Hello?
Home, now.
Yes, ma'am. I'm a liar. Yeah, I admit it. Or at least when I was younger. Like, there's people like to get beneficial opportunities, like to, let's say, make money or make other people like them. But younger me, oh nah. See, I was a real liar. A stone cold capper, if you will. I would just lie to just, well, lie with no gain. I lied just for the fun of it. And yeah, now that I'm older, I'm a bit ashamed, but it is what it is. I remember this one time around sophomore year when I was in Spanish class. I was doing my assignment when my Spanish teacher tried to give the class a lecture about something that had to do with kids and learning Spanish. I overhear one of my classmates saying that she likes kids and came to have some of her own, and one of the key factors about this story is that the girl which I'll name Talia was the one that I had a crush on at the time. Now at this point you might be thinking that I had probably lied to the class and said something along the lines of I love kids too or something like that, but no. See, in my mind I had to one up that. Instead of saying something goofy like that, I said, I have a daughter. Man, shut up! No, really, I actually do, kinda.
Oh, really sincere?
Yeah, her name is Sinceriana, yeah, Sinceriana. This is where I messed up, because now everybody in that room is staring at me like I just ran off on the plug, and they also think that I have a child. At 16 years old. A daughter? daughter?
Drake?
Man, at that point, I couldn't even. Nah, I ain't even gonna say it, bro. So now I have to play along and lie like usual. There were questions being asked, and I kept answering them with more lies. And you might be thinking that, wait, you just lied for a beneficial gain. How does this make you a pathological liar? I'ma just say, you asking too many questions. The day goes by, and I'm still lying about my imaginary kid, saying that I do this for her, I do that. You know, saying a bunch of BS, hoping that I look more like a responsible person. But deep down, I felt guilty. Why? I don't know. I thought about it for a while because I didn't really gain anything from saying this, and I even went to my mom to talk about it, and she tells me that what I'm doing, I need to stop. And I need to really think about what I did and also tell them the truth. And I know she came from a good place, so I eventually did. He just lied again. Yeah, I ain't gonna cat. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't telling the truth. Now, I'm not even gonna fake like I did because it would just prove the title completely true. But further down the line, I at least try to stop lying for dumb reasons just so that people look at me a certain way, because at the end of the day, that stuff really don't matter to me at all, for real. I just lied again. This story happened when I was 13 years old, where the name Young Senny was for the bar. You feel me? It wasn't even thought of, and I was just preferred as regular, degular, sincere. At that time, I was just a normal kid playing video games and battling depression. It was just chilling being, well, a kid. And my auntie was coming to town for a little bit for her birthday. And the reason why I said auntie like that is because, well, she's younger than me and is adopted. And I have to point that out for further context in the story. Now, everything might sound normal right now, but one minor detail that I forgot to tell y'all was that she was gonna bring a friend. That might sound not that important, but it is, trust me. We at the party, I'm just playing around with my little cousin, not really worrying about anything when I see everyone start to pull up, including my auntie. But what I didn't know was the friend that I brought up earlier was gonna be a complete baddie. Like, I'm talking about, she was built like Miss Incredibles and Maddie's fan. Straight 10 out of 10. And she was a year older than me, so that was another bonus. I'm gonna call her Maya for the story. She was a short, light-skinned girl with chocolate brown eyes, and boy was she slim thick with 3 C's, nigga. Now, I'm a thigh guy, you know what I'm saying? Some dudes might like the cheeks, some might like the tigger bitty, some might like the toes, you know what I'm saying? But me, I mess with the thighs for sure, and she had some thighs, my boy, like, she was thick. I seen this, but I didn't react much because at the time I was still kind of going through certain stuff and wasn't really ready to date again, you feel me? That stuff was for the bar. I was more focused on myself, and it seemed like Maya felt that because when we were eating at the table, she kept staring at the boy like crazy. I'm like, she want me, but I didn't let her know that. We get done with the food and everyone are heading back home. As everyone are leaving, my auntie's asking my mom if she and her friend can come back and stay at night at our crib, and I was like, bruh, there's no way, bruh. It's like she's unconsciously trying to throw a lie for your boy. Like, she knew what she was doing. And of course, my mom ended up agreeing to the proposition, and everyone I headed back to the crib. And on the way back, bruh, I promise you, my G, I literally could see Maya staring at me a little bit in a very seductive way. And feeling your boy while we both were in the back seat and giving me that look like I want to come over there and clap those.
My bad, I forgot I was on YouTube.
It's crazy because while she's here worrying about guys' attention and dating, I'm at home furiously and gently beating my keyboard while playing Minecraft and watching Sesame Street. Like, at that time, I haven't grown to that part of my life yet. That was for the bar. We get to the house and everything was normal. I'm in my room laying on my bed, looking at the ceiling and thinking, what should I do? I eventually go downstairs to get something to eat, and as I go through the refrigerator and I'm about to grab something, I see Maya right behind me, which was weird because I didn't even see her at first, and we end up locking eye contact for the first time. Listen, bro, I promise you, I'm not trying to gas her up or make it seem like she was the baddest girl ever. Well, I am, but that's only because she was, bruh. She had nothing but a tank top and some short shorts and had the thighs out like, yeah, and was looking too nice. So I'm like, shit, Bro, I'm just looking back on this and realize how much I sold, because I even remember my auntie and little brother telling me to come downstairs because she wanted to talk to me and that she liked me, but at the time I was more shy than ever. So the next day went by and everyone leaves, which was kind of a L because we both wanted to see each other, but before everyone does, me and old girl gets each other's snap. I don't entirely remember who got whose or who asked who, but let's just say we both just asked each other. Later, I was low-key thinking of how much I sold and how I could have bagged her, and we could have ended up actually getting to know each other and maybe had made her my girl. So I actually ended up texting her first. I know, bad mistake. You shouldn't have to text first. I had to see what she was doing, and she ended up responding after that. And we were just talking for days, but what y'all don't understand was that as we started to talk more, I progressively started to simp more and say things like, "How was your day, beautiful?" And that I wanted to come see her, and when I get older I can pick her up. Just way more invested into the conversation than she was, and she clearly wasn't into that, and I can feel it, because after that Maya had told me that she was talking to somebody else on the side already, basically letting me know that she was taken, and that completely broke me. So I told her that it would be cool if we were just friends, and she was okay with that answer, but deep down, bro, it hurt. It really did. It was like when I was barely giving her any attention, she was all on me and wanted me, but as soon as I started to apply more pressure, she wasn't rocking with the kid no more. I had good moments being in school, making new friends and just building bonds with different people, and even though I kind of despised school back then, I still appreciate everything that I went through. But with that being said, I really took some L's regarding talking to girls when I was young, and I mean L's. You watch my previous videos from before, I done some stupid stuff that I regret, and I'm super embarrassed bringing this up out to the public, but hey, whatever. My school was a big school that consisted of 2,200 students. I eventually walked downstairs and I'm heading to my next class and not expecting anything out the ordinary to happen because my 9th grade life is trash. And as I'm getting closer to my next class, I see this gorgeous, beautiful, heavenly, exquisite, very normal young lady in front of me. I'm like, wow. And in my head, I'm like, go talk to her, bro. She's exactly your type. Light skinned, curly hair. She's almost everything that you like in a girl. You gotta get the digit. So the next day after 4th period is over, I'm basically scoping the area in the school like a hawk, my boy, seeing if she's anywhere, and she's exactly where she were the first time. So I'm like, bet. I walk up to her and I'm like,
hello sir, are you okay?
I like toes. Toes? Toes? Why did I even say that? I don't even like toes.
Me too.
Wait, really? I mean, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, can I get your snap?
Yeah, sure.
At that moment, I had it in the bag, boy. Showed you my little baddie. Showed you my little boo thing. Call me Pop Smoke in this bitch. I'm like that nigga. I hand her my phone, and as she's putting her snap on my phone, my heart drops to my glitz because I realized that I had my phone on airplane mode. Don't ask me why. After she gave me the phone back and left, I looked down at my phone and could see that it had a loading icon right by her username. I'm like, please God, don't let this happen. She seemed like she was feeling the kid, you feel me? Please don't put another L on my list, please.
And I,
Moral of the story, when you're trying to bag a baddie and you ask for a Snap or Facebook or something that requires internet to fully access, please learn from my mistakes and make sure that your phone is not on airplane mode, or you're gonna be sent right back into the gulag looking just as goofy as me. So I was in a relationship with this shorty that lived pretty far away. I'm gonna call her Casey for the purpose of this video. I usually don't like to do the old long distance thing, but we had so much in common that I let it slide. Then we got shorty that I used to mess with previously a year prior. I'm gonna call her
Thotty.
She was the literal definition of a caked up thought. She had hella dudes on her phones and speed dial just to simp and cater to her every need. She was really ghetto and ratchet and thick like crazy. And she will wear mainly booty shorts or leggings, which for all my guys that's watching this, you know if a female is mainly wearing booty shorts or leggings
all the time,
well, Future said it best. Long story short, I went to this party that was at my cousin's house and everyone was having a good time. As me and my homies were cracking jokes, I get a phone call from Casey. Now, I previously had posted a snap on my story of a video of me and my homies getting lit. As we're talking, I get this tap on my shoulder and guess who it is?
Big booty Jody
Looking right at me. I'm like, what the heck, bro? Because I didn't even realize that she was right there until she tapped while I was talking to my girl the entire time. I told Casey I'll call her back, and then I asked Shorty what was she doing here. She basically asked the same thing, how she was here because of a mutual friend, and we was just talking and catching up. I guess, I don't know, I was just confused why she even had to come up to me in all the places. As we started to talk more, she starts to get more handsy, and at this point we at the couch and mainly everyone are outside already, so it's just me and her. At this point she starts to get more handsy and start to move her hands down lower, and I'm just like, bruh, didn't you hear what I just said? Around this point my girl had called me back and I answered. While we were talking, the other shorty started to grab on my meat. To all my guys that's watching this, if you were in this situation, what are you doing, bro? Because at this point, my girl asking who talking to me, the other shorty is getting touchy by the second. I hung up the phone, I jumped up and ran upstairs and went into the bathroom and closed the door. Listen, bro. If you think I'm about to, 1, hang up the phone and cheat on KC, 2, tell KC exactly what's going on, or 3, try to get them to rationalize everything, then you're insane. My girl isn't gonna believe me right then and there because the other girl is literally beside me trying to talk and yell back and forth with her. I had to dip and sort things out with everyone later. The next day I told Casey everything, and surprisingly she was cool with it. I told her I couldn't have said anything to her right then and there because it was way too much stuff going on. She understood why. As for the caked up demon, she eventually moved on and is now with somebody else, which was good because I didn't have to worry about her trying to call me or touch me on my you know what. Have you ever been in a situation where you was hungry and wanted to walk to the store for a snack, and so you went to some type of store that was low-key and not too big, expecting everything to go as planned as you grab some items, let's say your favorite snack or bag of chips, and maybe you get some other food as well as you head to the counter with no care in the world. You place your items on the counter, the cashier scans it, and you as happy as can be, dig through your pockets, you grab your wallet, and you get your debit card scanned. But when you do, the card reader says card declined, and you instantly feel regrets and shame. And not only does the cashier notices, but everybody in their mama know what's up. It's a really embarrassing situation to be in. If you never went through this, so bro, either you're the cash Super Mario god or you're happy. Because let's be honest, we all either went through this or we'll go through it. I remember this one time, me and my cousin was heading to this one food joint that was selling burrito bowls. And no, I'm not talking about Chipotle. Me and my cousin LJ was feeling hungry and wanted some food before we head back to the crib. But the thing was that we was really broke at the time, and I was living paychecks to paychecks. You know how that be, you feel me? And was waiting on my check to hit the bank account. But I reluctantly was like, alright, and we head inside and order my food first and order his second. We get to the counter, and at that point, I assumed the money came through already, and I went to pay for the food. The lady at the counter gives me my total, and I slide my card through the scanner with no second thought. But like a dummy, it hit me. No, not again. Not like this.
Oh, it's fine. The card scanner is a little broken. It usually takes 2 tries for everybody, so you're good.
Oh, okay. I got scared for a second, you know what I'm saying? I almost thought that was
third time's a charm.
So we went back to the bank to grab some cash, but had a dumb realization that our money still hadn't went to the bank. There's no way. Yeah, I don't know why we went to the bank, knowing that we didn't have the money in the first place. It be like that sometimes. My cousin then asked his mom if he can borrow some bread from her, then pay her back. And she went through with it and sent your boy some money. But one big problem. He didn't have enough for both of us. So we drove back to the bank.
Are you serious, my G? There's no way you're that dumb.
Listen, my boy, I was hungry, man. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't in the right mind of thinking, you feel me? So after that embarrassing realization, we then further asked my pops to give us money for this. And one thing about my pops is that he's very reliable, but only on his own time. So we had to wait a while before he even responded. But when he did, he sent the money no problem, and we finally had enough for this order. So we was good. Right? Now, you know what I'm saying? You might be thinking,
There should be no other problem, right? Y'all can get y'all food and dip.
but I want to ask y'all a serious question for a sec. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever been so embarrassed to the point that your booty cheeks start to clench? Like, I just want to know, have that ever happened to y'all? Because if so, then not gonna lie, big bro, you're weird, that's true. But in that situation, I felt that embarrassed, and I low-key didn't want to face the cashier with my broke ass and be like,
I got the money now.
like a goofy. Hey man, what we gonna do, bro? What you mean, bro? We got the money. Let's just go inside and get the food. I mean, that's cool and all, but not gonna lie, I'm not trying to go back in there. So I did the only logical thing and had my cousin get her food instead. I know, El Cuzzo, but I couldn't get caught lacking like that, and the shame of having your card declined in front of other people is low-key unbearable. Like, it really is. He comes back with the food, and we drive back to his crib, and as we're driving, I'm thinking in my head, like, this will make a perfect animation for a video. And that's when I got an idea of putting this scenario in my animation list for later. So, thank you. Moral of the story is, don't leave with an empty debit card like I did, unless you're trying to get embarrassed and flamed like I did. Hey man, today we got 5 types of girls you need to cuff. So without further ado, let's get right into it. And please take this advice with a grain of salt, my guy. Number 1, the quiet/shy type. Now usually these types of girls, they keep to themselves, you know what I'm saying? They tend to not get up all in a bunch of drama and are probably more prone to being homebodies and less combative. They also tend to be overthinkers and probably don't have overly high expectations or standards, which is perfect if you want to take serious. They're usually modest at times and are more than likely to want somebody to be a leader and to also have a bit more confidence, you know what I'm saying, like an outgoing personality to kind of even things out. I had tried to talk to this one girl back in high school that seemed to be really quiet, and even though things didn't go as planned, she was at least pleasant to be around, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't the type to give you the stink face because you try to ask for a number. Number 2, the trustworthy type. Now this goes without saying, and these are the type to where you're not gonna be waking up or staying up to 3 a.m. thinking like, man, is my girl going brazy with somebody right now? Like, these are the types that are not going to give you a heartache in that regard. Now listen, I know it's not like you're going to know exactly what she's doing at all times, but there are definitely keen signs that you can pick up on if your girl is a bop. But that's a different story for a different time. The trustworthy girl, they tend to be more open about their whereabouts and not out going to the clubs every weekend with their single friends going brazy. You don't gotta stress about where she is all the time because you know that she probably at the crib talking to you or going about her business and not trying to be on no sneaky. And loyalty for guys is a must in a relationship. Like, listen, I understand it's a must for everybody, but especially as a dude. So this is definitely a good trait to have while you're with somebody. Number 3, the traditional/conservative type. Okay, so with this type, it really comes down to preference, and I'm kind of being biased because, well, this is my preference. But listen, I feel most dudes deep down in hindsight kind of want this type of girl because of the pros that come with. Now, are they maybe built for this type of dynamic? Maybe not, but there are reasons why traditional women are still sought after to this day.
To this day! To this day!
And that's because of the femininity and ability to let someone lead them in a relationship, because let's be honest, most guys, don't want a really argumentative and masculine woman that's carrying herself in a way that makes it feel like she has a very disdain attitude towards them. That's just me keeping it all the way above. Dude, no dude ain't trying to deal with that. And maybe there are some dudes that are watching this and it's like,
I don't know, man. You low-key tripping.
but I feel like the reason that they might be on the fence about it is because you're probably so used to dealing with those certain types of women that are a certain way, and so you think every girl acts like that, and that's just not the case. As soon as you get that girl that's cooking for you, catering to you, genuinely showing interest and putting actual effort into the relationship, you're gonna be like, yeah, I ain't never going back. Number 4, the kind-hearted type. Kind-hearted girl is basically the type that tends to look out and support people when needed, and is usually genuine and kind and content to be nurturing at certain times as well. So this type of girl is usually always respectful and friendly and will be supportive when you need them most, and is just a good person overall. So look out for these ones, man, but don't let their demeanor fool you. They can also use it against you to villainize you in certain scenarios if you tend to show other emotions that they don't like. So be careful. Number 5, the communicative type. Boy would not tell you that you're gonna need a girl that knows how to communicate, because if you don't, expect late texts, expect more fights, distant behavior, and overall more heartache, because they will leave you in shambles. The communicative girl is clearly gonna be more open, more likely to learn and talk about detrimental things that are wrong in a relationship if things are bad, and can be very well be okay with looking at things from your perspective. Communication is key in a relationship, and if the girl doesn't have this, then off rip, the relationship is destined to fail sooner or later if nothing changes. So listen to me, a random person on the internet. Hate this type serious, or whatever. Number 6, the homebody type. Man, homebodies, you gotta love them, man. Why? Because you don't gotta always wonder where they at. You don't gotta always wonder about where they up to all the time and where they going. Now, obviously, I'm not saying they can't still be sneaky, of course, but homebodies tend to not be in drama, and they also tend to make sure the house feel like a home when you're there or not there. They tend to know how to cook, at least that's what I'm assuming. Like, you at home, what else are you doing? They also are more likely to be peaceful and not aggressive. Some are, but most probably aren't. Like, I don't know the statistics, so like I said, keep what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Hey man, I gotta cap it off right here, and I know it's been a minute since I posted, but your boy got responsibilities that I gotta take care of. Like bro, I got a job, man. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I got a job, I'm working, you know what I'm saying? So I don't have as much time or as much free time that I would want to have. So, you know what I'm saying? You gotta bear with me, you feel me? I'm also trying to not get burnt out by posting too much, so bear with me. I'm not gonna necessarily post a date on when I'm gonna post, but just expect it to be before the end of this year. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, it can literally be next week. It's likely not though, but you know what I'm saying? You never know. But I'm not trying to make this too long for y'all. Let me know what other types of videos y'all want to see. You know what I'm saying? I haven't really been looking at the comments because I've been busy, but I'll try when I post this. But as always, I'll see y'all soon. Stay young and stay saucy. And I'm gone. Hey man, today we got 10 red flags you should avoid when dating. By the way, I'm not no dating expert or guru, so take everything that I say with a grain of salt. But starting with number 1, avoidance of commitment. Yes sir, this is gonna be a doozy, but basically this one is when someone is consistently avoiding defining the relationship or talks about wanting to keep things casual long term, and a lot of the time it's because they're scared of committing to one person, or they're in their head about this being the wrong person. And this type of dynamic, if you're the one looking for something serious but you don't want to give up on that person that is complacent, basically just give them a date. Facts. Give them a date. That way they can at least think of something, and that's the only real solution that I have for this one. If they ain't rocking with it, then you gotta give them the big boot and get out of there. No violence, of course. Number 2, dishonesty. Man, this one is a complete no-no because of how many problems that this can bring in a relationship, especially if they start lying about important stuff early in the dating process. Lies or deception, even about small things, are indicators of large trust issues in the future, and if they're willing to lie to you off rip, who knows how long they'll continue to do so. Stay away from this type of behavior because I promise it's only going to get worse, even if they're just lying about small things, because chances are if they're lying to you about something small, eventually it's going to get worse and worse till you regret giving them more chances. Number 3, lack of accountability. People who don't take responsibility for their actions or frequently blame others for their mistakes may struggle to maintain a healthy relationship because they can't even own up to what they did wrong. These types of red flags can easily be seen at the beginning of the relationship because people that lack accountability tend to blame everything on anything other than themselves. Now, to help with the solution, demand accountability. Encourage your partner to take responsibility for their actions. A healthy relationship requires both people to own up to their mistakes, my guy. So if they still tripping and they ain't always trying to shift blame, it might show they have an unwillingness to grow, and you got to keep it pushing. Number 4, unresolved past relationships. Unresolved relationships that happened in the past can always brew a bunch of dumb problems. If they're still emotionally attached to an ex or haven't fully healed from a past relationship, it might indicate they aren't really ready for a new one. But if you still want to hold on to that relationship and is a hopeless romantic, then listen, give them space for an unresolved relationship. If they're hung up on their ex, give them a little bit of space, you feel me? Be clear that you're not interested in moving forward unless they're emotionally ready for a new relationship and can stand on business. Number 5, anger issues. Yes, anger issues. This is an obvious one and everyone should easily be able to pick up on this. If a person has a short temper or shows aggressive behavior, especially early on, this can escalate into abusive behavior over time. It could be as little as like a girl slapping you on the arm because you made a joke that wasn't that funny, or a guy yelling at you because you made him slightly upset. If anger or aggression becomes a concern, then please suggest that they seek therapy or help managing their emotions. And if they're still tripping, then start booking it and don't look back or you're going to be a victim.
You're a victim.
Number 6, gaslighting. Yes sir, the good old gaslighting or manipulation essentially. I can almost guarantee y'all can probably think of one person that does this. It doesn't even have to be a relationship or any type of romantic dynamic. If the person manipulates you into questioning your own reality or feelings, it's a serious sign of emotional abuse. I've been on Reddit and would see a plethora of different stories that would involve this type of red flag, but a lot of the times you're not even going to see it coming until you're somewhat too deep in. It was a story about someone that had issues with her boyfriend wanting to buy guns, but it was somewhat deeper than that, and she was wondering if she was getting manipulated since they had a physical, you know what I'm saying, had physical issues beforehand. My solution for this type of situation is to stay aware of how your partner continues to treat you and trust your instincts. If you feel manipulated or doubt yourself too often, it may be necessary to seek help from trusted friends, a therapist, or distance yourself from the relationship. I know it's very vague, it might not be that easy, but that's why I said take my advice with a grain of salt. Hope it helps. Number 7, excessive jealousy. Now this isn't any regular, oh, she or he saw you talking to some girl or guy and he thought you was flirty. Nah, this is the next level. This is where even small things can make the person that you're dating jealous, like making more money than them, hanging out with your friends, being better at a hobby. Little stuff like that can end up making them jealous, and they tend to let you know how they feel up front. So how can you go about this? If your partner exhibits jealousy or controlling behaviors, calmly but firmly set boundaries. Explain that trust and independence are key to a healthy relationship. If they continue, it may be best to reevaluate the relationship and dip. Number 8, lack of communication. Lack of communication is a no-brainer, but basically if the person struggles to communicate openly or consistently, it could indicate future issues in resolving conflicts or building emotional intimacy. So what you gotta do, gang, is encourage honest and open conversations early in the dating process before y'all even know each other that deep yet. Express how you feel and ask your partner to do the same. If communication remains difficult or one-sided, it may indicate long-term issue. And at that point, you already know what the deal is and you gotta book it. Number 9, negative outlook. A negative outlook on anything is sure to bring down a dating scene, especially for the other person, because you always got something negative to say like a goofy. A consistently negative or cynical attitude towards life, people, or relationships can drag down the emotional health of the partnership. So if your partner is consistently negative, try to encourage a shift in perspective by offering positive thoughts. But if negativity continues to dominate, it can have a damaging effect on your well-being and nobody somebody ain't got time. And number 10, inconsistent behavior. They're hot and cold and on some bipolar type tip and start to change their attitude suddenly or unreliable. This can lead to confusion and emotional instability in a dating dynamic. You don't want to be with somebody who is always changing how they feel either about you or the stuff they say, because they tend to switch up on things that truly matter. So you got to keep it a buck and talk about patterns of inconsistency. Explain how their unreliable actions affect you in a relationship, and if they show no sign to be more consistent, it's a sign they might not be ready for commitment. But hey, that's all of them for now, man. I plan on uploading at least once a week. Yes, once a week. That seems unheard of on this channel, but with this new editing process, it's definitely possible. Stay tuned for a new video next Sunday because your boy is focused now. But as always, I'ma see y'all soon. Stay saucy and stay young, and I'm gone. I had my rough phase to dealing with toxic people, but this story is definitely one of them, if you understand what I mean. Your boy is from swag like Ohio, down in Ohio. So already people think we crazy out here, and it only makes the situation even worse. Now let me ask you something, my G. Have you ever had somebody come and mess with your energy? Like, I'm talking about y'all was cooling for a bit, you feel me? And then all of a sudden they switch up and make it seem like you're the problem. Like, bro, I'm trying to tell y'all, that stuff gonna have you tweaking out, boy. Like, I'm talking tweaking. Funny because the girl that I'm talking about, I already made a video about her, which, by the way, link in description. This girl had your boy looking like a complete goofy because she tried to play with my feelings, but even younger me knew what's up at the time. Story gonna be crazy, so sit back and relax, man. Grab your popcorn and let's get into it. This story happened about 8 years ago when I was still living with my mom and brothers in a different neighborhood. Me and this girl was talking and was basically in a relationship at this point, and we was chopping it up. I'm gonna name her Ashley for the story, and she was pretty chill. Or at least that's what I thought until she switched up on me out of nowhere. But basically some time went by and I'm basically playing catch with my friend Damien. And we chilling when all of a sudden Ashley and her friends came to where we was at. Now her house is pretty close to mine, but it's still a block away, and usually she didn't come around this time, but this was different. When I saw her, I knew something was wrong and she seemed upset, and long story short, she broke up with me for no reason. Well, there was a reason, but I'm gonna get into that later. Now, when I realized she was breaking up with me, I didn't let it faze me. At least not in her face, because I knew that's what she wanted. And as a man, you need to be able to hold frame and stay stoic or it's over. It's gonna be over. So I was just like, okay. And boy, did she not like that answer at all, man. She was like,
so that's all you're gonna say, and don't you even care?
Blah, 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 and all that mess. Obviously, I cared, but I wasn't gonna show her that I did, so I held frame and stayed nonchalant like usual, and eventually she walked away even more upset than when she came. I ain't gonna act like that didn't have me in my feelings, because it did. It did. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I was hurt, but I didn't let nobody know that though. It's crazy. So this guy named Caleb was around the block, and he was basically homies, but also not homies with my little brother. Like, basically it was an on and off friendship with them, and he was, well, a big boy for his size. It's gonna matter, trust me. Basically, some time went by and I'm in the backyard playing with my little brothers when out of nowhere, Ashley decides to pull up with her friend, which is also Caleb's sister. I'm like, bro, what's she gonna say or do this time? But basically, she came back to apologize and be like,
I didn't want to break up.
And something like,
I thought my parents was gonna move away, so I didn't think I was gonna be able to see you again.
And some bull like that. And even for an early teen that I was at the time, I still wasn't stupid, so I didn't buy any of that. But you know that look when you listening to somebody but you ain't really listening to somebody? Yeah, that's the type of look that I had, but I kept listening, and basically she wanted me to take her back. And at the time I did think she was talking BS, and I didn't think she was telling the truth, and I thought that she found somebody better. But wait, don't tell me you got back with her and forgave her. Man, no, I ain't forgive her. I mean, listen, she got dubbed that day. I ain't gonna fake and act like I didn't, like, at least feel a little tempted. But once you do somebody like that, ain't no going back, and I kept it pushing. So after that situation, I ended up going to my room and wondering, did I do the right thing? Did I make the right choice? And should I just stay to myself and focus on me? Well, I didn't have that much time to think about it, because 3 days later, I heard Caleb, my little brother's homie, ended up beating up my ex.
Hey, yo, what the?
Like, nah, that's cap. That cannot be true. Like, your boy was in denial, but when him and his sister put up to my crib and confirmed that it was true, all I saw was red, boy, and was ready to fire on bro. And I ain't talking about no gun. And something that y'all need to know is that even though bro was a lot shorter than me and 4 years younger than me, he still has some weight on him. And he used to always try to fight my brother, so that was just another reason to beat dude up. His older ratchet sister was like,
You gonna beat up a little boy that's younger than you?
and I'm like, it's the sky blue? Is water wet? Like, what you mean? And it's hilarious because how she gonna ridicule me and literally not only fight people for the most dumbest reasons, but your little brother was beating on a girl. So in my head, all that was out. And me and Kayla was face to face, and bro was talking trash.
Yeah, I beat up your girl. Yeah, what you gonna do about it, boy? What's up?
Oh, you trying to stand on business then? Okay, bet. Stand on business then. Stand on business. So basically nothing didn't happen. like my little brother was having a panic attack. We didn't end up fighting. We just went back inside and they ended up leaving. It was one of those situations that would have you fiending for your get back, but nothing inevitably transpired in that whole predicament. I'm not a homewrecker. Trust, I'm not. But I was put into situations that had some, how should I put it? Home-wrecking tendencies. Like, I'm not the one that initiates the home-wrecking. But I guess I am the one that entertains it. Okay, listen. I only really had one situation where this happened. No, two situations. And it's going to be the story that I'm going to be telling in this video. Now, it's not too crazy, nothing. And there might be certain things that I might leave out. Not because I don't want y'all to understand the full context. No, not at all. But because I obviously don't want to give out the business of the people that is involved. This story takes place in the summer of 2018 when I was traveling to another part of town to see my cousins and uncle. Now, every summer I go down there and I hang out with my cousins. And today we were going to be playing basketball at the gym. Now, my cousin, I'm going to name him James for the story. Now, me and James were like brothers at this point, and funny enough, I always kind of saw him as a little bit like an older brother, at least when I got to see him from time to time. Well, because he looked older even though I was the older one. He was tall and mixed, like black and Asian type mix, so he had it all. And he was also confident and had a lot of friends too where he grew up, so it was easy to just view this dude as that guy. Basically, we were walking to the gym, and when we got there, we were shooting around. We were having fun when he ended up talking to this one girl that was there. Now, me more focused on hooping, I didn't pay it no mind because my cousin was known for, well, having girls around him, so I didn't think much of it. It wasn't until he came up to me directly and was like, "Hey bro, my friend kind of thinks you're cute." And I'm like, what? Like, I didn't know what or who he was talking about. Like, I'm gonna just keep it a buck. Then he ended up pointing me towards her direction, and immediately I see this cute brown skin caramel looking girl, and my dumb teenage brain, I'm like, you should go talk to her. Nah bro, I'm not really on that right now, you feel me? Like, I don't know, I'm just focused on myself right now. But why don't you talk to her? Oh nah, me and her are just cool friends. It ain't like that for real. Oh, after we get done talking, I just go back to playing basketball and keep doing me, and eventually we end up getting ready to leave when this other girl pulls up, which was also another friend of James. Now I'm tying my shoes when I hear,
Why is legs so skinny and hairy?
Immediately other people start laughing in the background. I see this dark-skinned girl looking directly at me and giving me almost like this disgust look. Now, I have pretty normal looking legs. Granted, at the time I was skinnier than I am now, but for this random girl that I had never met ever to just say that out loud, it's like, bruh, come on, man. And it turns out that the girl that thought I was cute was also the sister of the girl that basically exposed me. And she was trying to stop her sister from making fun of me, but I'ma keep it a buck. I was embarrassed, and at this time I was really shy and quiet, so I wasn't really as outspoken or confident like I am now. So it low-key stung. I just keep it pushing. Me and my cousin ended up going back to the crib. Later on, my cousin ended up letting me know that there's going to be a small carnival coming up soon. We should slide, and I was like, bet. So later in that day, we ended up pulling up, and we could see a bunch of people that my cousin knew from his school. And guess who was there? The shorty that said she liked me. Also, her sister as well, but we ain't gonna speak on her. As I'm walking, she was like,
Hey, Sincere.
and I'm like, hey. And that's all I said. Like, I didn't even know her name, bro. Now, I'm gonna name her Janiyah, and by her demeanor, she was what you would expect, like a very outgoing, somewhat of a party goer type of person. We ended up talking a little bit. She was a little flirty towards your boy, and not gonna lie, like, I ain't gonna act like she wasn't on your boy body, cause you know what I'm saying, she was, you feel me? So I hit her with that. With that.
What it do, flight crew?
And I'm telling you, it works every time.
Oh, I'm chilling with my girls, but what about you though, boo?
Boo? I got her calling me boo?
Got him. We got him.
Listen. I'm gonna put y'all on game real quick. Hold on. If you got a girl that you just met calling you boo in the same day, yeah, you got her. You might as well plan out y'all future kids' names and put a ring on it. Not gonna lie.
Whoa, buddy. It's 2020 freaking 4, my guy. We don't put rings on boppers.
First of all, she ain't no bopper. And who in the heck? Some time flew by and everybody was leaving, and I remember leaving with my cousin and some of his friends, and I'm gonna name them Key, Brandon, and Tay. I'm gonna keep it G with y'all. When we left, I ended up not getting her number after. I know, I should have, but I was too nervous at the time, and especially being around a bunch of other people that I didn't know was also making me feel, I guess, a bit anxious. Like I said, at that point, I was super young and very shy and timid, so I didn't really talk to that many people for real, and didn't really have, I guess, real confidence till like 17, so it is what it is. But me and the homies are back at the crib, and we just chopping it up when we start to talk about what just happened. I didn't know neither of these dudes as well. They were basically my cousin's friends than mine because they all went to the same school in a different part of town. But we start talking, and Key says,
Cali kinda bad. I might have to slide on that, you feel me?
oh, no, for sure. I don't know what she on though. I heard her mans were in jail. Yeah, she is. I found out yesterday. Yup, James right. My girl told me. Oh, word. Oh, that's crazy. Oh yeah, that's right, Brandon. Ain't your girl her sister? Yeah, you talking about Janiyah, right? Janiyah? Wait, what?
Oh, I'm chilling with my girls, but what about you though, boo?
I'm not really doing nothing special, you feel me? Just hanging out with my little cuz. Yeah, that's my little cuz. You know what I'm saying? Love him to death. But no, I don't really live here for real.
Oh yeah, that is your cousin. I forgot.
Oh yeah. Facts.
Do you stay around here? Oh, my bad. You can go.
I was gonna say, do you have a boyfriend?
Not really. Well, I mean, I'm talking to somebody, but it's not serious like that.
Oh, word? Okay, bet. Yeah, that's the one. I knew that was her from the... I'm in love with a bopper.
Told you she was a bop.
What in the actual I don't know what it is for people trying to take advantage of your boy, but I can remember several times where I had incidents with unwanted altercations. Obviously, if you watch my other videos where I talk about a girl that aggressively took advantage of me when I was in the right mind of thinking, then you know that I'm not unfamiliar with situations like that. But now we're going to talk about another story where I had to go through something tragic, like really tragic. Like, something that people need to understand is that guys can be victims too, bro. Like, it's not a gender thing, I promise. Now, this story takes place some years ago in my last year of high school, and I was cool with a girl that I had previous altercations with in the past, but now we are just cool friends. Now, at this point, I was already in a relationship and couldn't be out here talking to randoms like that. Now, I'm gonna name the friend Riley for the story, and this girl was known for being one of those. And she didn't care what type of situation or relationship status that your boy was in. All she cared about was what she wanted, and this is gonna matter later in the story. So I'm at my homie's crib and we're chilling, and Riley lives across the street from my friend's crib, and she knew that I was staying over for a bit because she also was friends with my homies too, so she ended up pulling up. I let her inside and we ended up watching TV and talking about random stuff when she gets all touchy-feely, and mind you, she already knows that I'm cuffed up, and I even reminded her again. I ended up telling her that we can't be doing this and I'm in a relationship, but just like the first time that I told her, she completely disregarded everything that came out of my mouth and keeps touching me, but just more subtle, I guess. A little later, it starts to get a little dark, and my homie is more than likely asleep at this point, and I'm laying on the couch with her, and it's kind of awkward. I'm not even gonna lie. And a movie is playing. While we're watching it, she turns to me and says, "Let's do it." What? What do you mean? Let's do it.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
And at this point, she starts to get closer and closer, and I knew at this point I couldn't have done much because everybody in that house was sleeping. We both were completely alone in the dark while a movie was playing. And she knew that, so she completely got even more aggressive at this point. To be honest, I knew the type of girl that I was dealing with. She wasn't the type to take no for an answer and instead threaten to hit you or hurt you in some way if she didn't get what she wanted. And she knew I obviously don't put my hands on women, so she tried to take advantage. So, knowing all of that, I sneakily took my phone out and recorded some of the conversation and tried to play along temporarily because I knew if I did it, then I wouldn't have no proof. And before I show y'all the audio, it's strictly out to show that guys can be victims, and it's not to expose or make anyone look like a bad person. I don't feel disgust or anything towards the person, and the audio will be slightly more to not expose the person's voice.
Hey, you wildin' right now, you know that?
Yeah, but I don't care, so give me what I want.
What you want?
Before I f***ing kill you.
What you, hey, chill out, bro. Hey, what you want though?
Don't get it.
Nah, don't come back here. What you trying to do? You told me what?
If you ain't trying to get
Now in the recording, we was slightly playing around, and she obviously didn't want to put your boy in the dirt. But regardless, I was still in a relationship, and trust me, I was terrified because I knew that I couldn't afford to get on her bad side, because just one false allegation is enough to ruin somebody's life in a matter of seconds. And she is known to be unpredictable, so I kept my composure and I tried to be as calm and as friendly as possible, and I somehow was able to stop her. Fast forward the next day, and she ended up going home. I eventually left my friend's house too, and I haven't seen her much since that incident. The situation was on my mind for a while, but I tried to push through it because, hey, I'm a dude and that's just what happens, I guess. I mean, it wasn't the first time, and I haven't thought about the situation again till today. But what makes this even more weird and unsettling, and just might be the most predatory thing about this story, is that during that night, being there with Riley when she did what she did, that same night, after some time had passed when I thought I was completely alone, I slightly woke up from my sleep and could see her laying on the same bed that I was laying on, even after I told her to leave. But this time, she only had shorts on with a white long tee compared to what she had on before. But what's even crazier is that while she's there, I noticed that my shorts were pulled down, and I'm talking about to my thigh. Now, I'm not necessarily implying that she, you know, but what I do know is that I had a fan by my face that was on blast. TV was playing with a relatively low volume, somewhat of a heavy sleeper at the time, so it was pretty hard for me to just wake up without a very loud noise. So she could have easily done what she wanted, did what she felt for her was right, and I wouldn't even have noticed. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about types of relationships in 2024. Also, by the way, my voice is slightly worse because your boy been playing that new Dragon Ball Sparking Zero game, so I've been yelling like crazy. And also, by the way, I'm not no relationship expert or guru, so take this video with another grain of salt. But starting with number 1. Toxic relationships. Yeah, y'all already know about these because they seem like the most common now in modern relationships. Now, these relationships are characterized by ongoing negativity, hostility, and emotional harm. Like one or both partners may be constantly belittling or undermining the other, making the environment emotionally draining. And I know people who are in these dynamics, and even I was. I'm not even gonna cap. Like, I kind of was in one back in the day. Now, if you find yourself or someone in this goofy situation, then here's how you can fix it. You leave. Nah, I'm playing, but here's how you can kind of fix it. Establish clear boundaries. Open communication is essential, but if the toxicity continues despite you trying to change it, then and only then it may be best for you to end the relationship. Try to surround yourself with supportive friends or professionals who can actually provide perspective and encouragement. I promise you it's gonna make your situation so much better. Number 2, codependent relationships. Okay, so now these are the type of relationships where one party or even the other needs each other. You usually see these types with a substance use disorder or maybe with some type of mental illness. Stay away from these, bro. But if you happen to be in it, then listen. Focus on building independence and self-worth. Both partners may benefit from individual therapy or couples counseling to develop healthier boundaries. Like, I gotta learn how to prioritize self-care, and also encouraging your partner to do the same can also help balance the relationship. Number 3, emotionally distant relationship. Boy, when I tell you I hate this one specifically, mainly because I was in this type of relationship as well, but bruh, this is one of those where you're gonna be emotionally and mentally drained. Like, it's just gonna make you depressed. These relationships lack emotional intimacy, and one or both partners may feel disconnected, unimportant, or unfulfilled. Also, you gotta understand that emotional unavailability can lead to frustration and loneliness over time because y'all can't even get close to each other, and that stuff gonna make you want to crash. I promise you. You're in this type of relationship, then try to foster open communication about feelings and needs. You may need to initiate conversations about emotional closeness. Make time to reconnect and build intimacy, you know what I'm saying? But if your partner remains emotionally unavailable, evaluate whether the relationship can fulfill your needs. Number 4, controlling relationship. This type of relationship is when one partner exerts control over many aspects of the other person's life, such as their friendships, appearance, or decisions. Man, this kind of control can be so irritating and draining for the other person because their independence basically limited because their partner more than likely has trust issues. Now, to try and fix this situation, you need to set firm boundaries about what is and what is not acceptable, and please communicate openly about how controlling behavior affects you. If your partner does not respect your autonomy and your body, maybe consider ending a relationship or seeking professional help. Number 5, on and off relationship, which is also another type of relationship that I had to unfortunately go through. These type of relationships are just plain unstable with frequent breakups and reconciliation. Like, y'all just repeating the cycle of breaking up and getting back together, which just creates confusion, insecurity, and emotional exhaustion. I cannot stand this relationship personally because most of the time y'all probably don't even know what y'all really want, and y'all probably gonna end up breaking up indefinitely forever. Now, the solution is pretty vague, like most of the other solutions, not even gonna cat, but basically, both gotta try and recognize the cycle and reflect on why the relationship keeps breaking down, man. Like, most of y'all are so prideful and need to identify the root causes of the issues and work to address them. And number 6, abusive relationships. Now, this one is pretty much self-explanatory, and I'm gonna keep it up with y'all. None of y'all better not be hitting y'all significant other. I don't care if you a man or a woman or a cat. Get some help.
Stop it. Get some help.
Now, abusive relationships can obviously be a variety of different things. Abuse can be physical, emotional, verbal, or even psychological. And these relationships, one partner exerts control and dominance over the other, often using fear, threats, or even violence to maintain power. So if you're in this one, leave it. But if you're too stubborn to listen, then at least listen to this. The priority in abusive relationships is safety. Reach out to a trusted friend, family member, or professional for help, my guy. You gotta at least have a plan on exiting if necessary, and seek legal protection if the abuse is physical or escalated. But hey man, that's the last one for now, but I have a list. If y'all really want me to make a part 2, then let me know. I know this video tonight, it might not be as funny as the others, but I'm drained of energy and tired, so please bear with me. Also, let me know if y'all really messing with the new types of videos because it's really helping me be able to post more consistently, and I love it. But hey man, I'ma see y'all soon. As always, stay saucy and stay young, and I'm gone.